Parashat Chukat. In our portion, the people of Israel continue their relentless complaints. When they complained about lack of water, Moses and Aaron pleaded with God for help. God instructed them to talk to a rock and promised that water will flow from it. Moses, who was already fed up with his people's constant negative attitude, struck the rock. Even though Moses did not follow God's order verbatim, water did come out and quench the Israelites' thirst. But then God showed his anger. God harshly rebuked Moses and told him that as a punishment for striking the rock, rather than talking to it, he will not lead his people into the promised land. It is true that once being ordered by God, one must follow the order to the letter and not dare to interpret it his own way. But still, it seems like God grossly overreacted. After all that Moses has done, from risking his life fighting the Pharaoh to leading his stiff-necked people for 40 years in the desert, God, who is supposed to be merciful, should have cut him some slack. To be banished from the promised land, the pinnacle of his life's work, because he struck a rock instead of talking to it, sounds unfair and unjust. I've been struggling with this text my entire life, but when I read it this year, I had a funny feeling that the whole thing between Moses and God was a plot to break the streak of complaints and negativity. They already tried different methods, reprimands, threats and punishments, but to no avail. This time, Moses and God pulled an ace, guilt. Being punished themselves had a little effect on the people, but seeing Moses punished for their behavior was much more powerful. I believe that perhaps Moses, who was very old and very tired, had already negotiated his retirement package with God. He knew that he shouldn't be the one who brings Israel into the promised land. It is time for a new generation to take over. But he wanted to achieve one more thing. By pretending to be forced out of his position, he was able to show the Israelites the full range of consequences of their behavior, and hopefully that will melt away the culture of negativity. Shabbat Shalom.